All right, are we ready to see if this will run? I am. So that's what we're going to work on right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This here's the Oliver 70 we went up north and picked up. We got the carburetor rebuild in another video, which was a struggle of sadness. But I think I've gathered everything I need now to attempt to make this go. So we're gonna get started on that right now. All right, so the first order of business is I have got the tank full of evaporust. So not full, but a gallon's worth or whatever, because basically the tank looked clean everywhere except the very bottom. So we're going to try to drain this out and save it in the jug. However, I can't find an actual funnel. So I'm going to use this Forma funnel, which a viewer gave me, or this might be the one I bought. I had one and then a viewer sent a different size, so, but at any rate, we're going to see if we can't make this go. And it will be interesting to see what kinds of trash come out of this, because I'm sure it's nasty. I might be wrong, but I might not. All right, here we go. You know what? Let's start with a clean funnel. I'm not that stupid. We're gonna hope that my funnel will conform enough here. Dude, actually, that's not bad. The first little plug was that powdery sadness there, but I have to say it's coming out a lot cleaner than I thought it would. That's the trash there. But I gotta say, I'm impressed to the point that it might actually, well, let's let that drip down, because I don't think that is very good stuff left there. I think it's all open. I mean, so I think we accomplished what we set out to do anyway. So that would mean we could put our fitting back in, our fitting with the screen. And I just took delivery of 30 rolls of Chinesium thread tape I bought off the internet, so that'll be handy. We'll just put thread tape in everything we own, every vehicle, and then there'll always be some handy. I was gonna change all this, but then I decided we can give it a try with the original setup, and we'll struggle and cry when nothing goes our way. But the fact that stuff's still dripping through it is a good sign. All right, next then would be one of our 90-degree fittings. Put that in there. We should probably go get the wrenches now, you know. We started this project and we didn't bring any tools along other than the red pliers. That's not enough. Let's go more. Come on. Ooh, I forgot about the oil line we got to change out too. I've got a new one. I just gotta do it, make it happen. We're gonna try to make it look somewhat nice. Whoa, horsey. Okay. Our next order of business is the sediment bowl that we reconfigurated. You know, we decided to try the original stuff. It may not be any good, but all right, we're plugging away. Next order of business is going to be to make us a piece of line. And we're going to need to cut off both ends of what I got here. We can make that happen. My mini tubing cutter, I think, is deciding to give up the ghost, and that's just real handy right when we need it. If I go from there, and then 45 degree at about there. So, we should be able to make this go somehow. You know? We'll manipulate it, manhandle it even. But we should be able to get that in there at some rate. Again, I don't know why they chose this setup. I assume so that you could service it without taking the back panel off, you know. But in practice, it's usually not as great as you thought it was going to be. And they probably learned that, you know. They probably learned. I would say it's time to put the carburetor on. Man, I should have. Okay, I should have got that loose the other day so that it was ready to go, but I didn't. So now we'll struggle and struggle and struggle some more. Whatever this guy glued this on here with. All right. We're gonna say that'll work. Whatever we got left, it'll work. I promise. Let's put this in. Let's even reuse what was in there. It's good enough for now. This wouldn't be a project if I didn't have to do it 4 times. So I'm sure if we don't like it, we can change it on one of the other 9 times that we do this. Alright. Okay, well, should probably put the rubber on, but I'm not gonna. I want to be able to get to it. Ooh. We're already having issues with our sediment bowl. So that's nice. That means everything we've done so far was for nothing. But we'll address that in a minute, you know. Life's too short to do it right. Sediment bowl, why are you leaking? You shouldn't be. You don't even hardly have any fluid in you. Part of it is probably because we don't have a very good gasket. And I ordered some and they're not here. But I might have them in the house. I remembered I got mad one time before and ordered a bunch. And I bet you that size is laying inside. So we might be able to make her go after a while. But we're just gonna ignore the problem. All we can do is bust the glass, ruin the sediment bowl, make a spark, the tractor catches on fire, and I'm killed in the explosion. And if that's all that can go wrong, well, then there's really nothing that can go wrong. So that is actually our wire to make her go, which is not going to be our wire to make her go after a while, because we're going to take this oil line loose after a bit, swap it out with one that actually will do oil line things. This one was leaking back there even after our short bit of hand cranking the other day. It started leaking, it appeared to me anyway, which is good because that means that we have actual like oil pressure things happening. I just want that to stick out of the way for now so it doesn't get dirt in it. That's all going to be different after a while. Now we gotta make us another piece of fuel line. Well, pause on that. We gotta make us we gotta put our tape on this, screw it into the carburetor, and then make our fuel line. The next thing after that. So we're gonna do that right like such. Really have to think about this because there is so much room for things to not go happy. Well, this ain't gonna look at all like I envisioned it a while ago, but I've done a lot worse before in my life, so we're just gonna go with it for now. If we don't like it, well, all right. Well, we got everything hooked there, at least on that ordeal. We need to test it now and make sure that the fuel's not just gonna hit that sediment bowl and head out of town. But I think I still have some behind me here. I've got some over there. Well, let's go get I'll go get the fuel and we'll dump a little in and see what we get. But then we still have oil line to work on. I got a different coil to just slap in because we're not going to use the tractor's electrical system to try to run it. And then we should be getting close to actually attempting to see what happens. Well, obviously my fuel doesn't shut off, so at least not with the fuel shut off. But the bowl is full. See, it's hard to see because you can't see it flow in with this piece of stone in there. But it appears we got fuel in. All right, it's time for oil line to our gauge. I got that end loose a while ago. This end, I'd say it's time to get rid of the strap here. So we still got this 6-volt battery that's been hiding down in there. But I can get to this right here. And I'm thinking about just weaving this oil line in there in such a way that I ain't messing with that battery. I don't think, well, the gauge does look decent-ish. So, I wonder if I could just get this out of here easy. The clamp is going to come loose easy. That's kind of amazing. But would the battery cables come off? Oh, friend. Why is it? I got a plan B here in a minute. Did you guess it? Hope you did. Plan B is we're just going to take the terminals loose off of the, since it's got repair ends. Should have just brought a cutter and just cut them, but so that was hot. Positive grounds the way it was hooked up naturally because it was 6-volt. No, it was hooked up as negative ground, huh? It was hooked up backwards, so it probably should have been. We can tell that by our coil after a while, because whatever your ground is what your coil should be wired up as. Yeah. I'm impressed it still has remnants of battery box. I don't know that any of my other 70s had that. Alright. Let's get that out of there. Uh-huh. Why am I doing this? Because it broke immediately in two. Look at that. That's where it was leaking the other day. It's just garbage. It'll either run or it won't. So don't get too shook up about it. We're struggling. Get my emery cloth from a viewer. Maybe I can make it work. Oh, she's so close. That may be all she's got now. They have two different versions of this kit, and I grabbed the wrong one. I should have done the other one. The other one I like better than this one. But that's fine. Hopefully it will play nice enough to get us what we want. See, originally they went through these little holders. So we want to try to make it that way close that we could put it back that way. You know what I'm saying? If we get this going good, where it's worth fixing, we don't want to have to make this piece twice, is what I'm saying. It's been my experience that this coffer is so soft that it will now have crushed it enough where that won't go on there. And I'm going to have to work and work and work to get it to do that thing. But that's okay, because, you know, life. Anyway, wrong kind of kit to buy. Not my favorite. Doesn't work very good. But at least it's not rotted in two. I can always saw the ends off and get the other kind of ferrules and maybe have something again, I don't know. We'll see. Yep, let's round it all out. Alright, fuel should be good now. Oil should be good. Let's go to this affair. Remember, our rotor was rusted up. It's got a different one. But these points, they ain't gonna go like this. They're in great shape, it looks like. They're just very corroded and need to be sanded on. So we're not even going to try to start it with see, look at that, almost pure white stuff come off of it. All right, I think we got a chance with those. So let's put this here. Let's get our new rotor, RR83. For the Delco. And let's put this on there. Then I got a different coil, because I'm going to just go ahead and, while we try to run it, we're going to try to run it off 12 volts. So we're going to bypass the tractor's ignition system and just use our own. Because I can almost bet you that it won't go as easy as we hope, you know. Alright, move that over to there. That will be our ignition now. So we'll hook onto that for power. Boys, I think we're getting to where we could try her. Let me get some of this stuff picked up a little bit. All right, so the setup we've got here is the escape is going to run the ignition system, and the jump pack is going to do our cranking, so I can control it all from this side. The poor little escape, it just keeps giving. I backed it pretty aggressively at full speed into that sickle mower a while ago, and it doesn't appear that there's much of any damage, so that's nice. But this looks like a cluster of sadness, but it's really not. I think everything's good. I got the water pump broke free, so if we get a belt, we can probably make that go too, should we get it running decent-ish. Everything's holding water, and it doesn't look like it's, what am I trying to say? It doesn't look like it's leaking out anywhere bad. That might be false. But we're gonna give this a go. We're gonna turn on the gas. And we're gonna hook up our ignition. All right, here we go. Oop, gotta crank it. Something not hooked up. All right, nothing. Let's give it a shot of good stuff. Come on, baby. It's coming around. It's gonna be loud right in my face if it runs. There we go. Almost. Almost. We don't know that the carburetor's right. Almost. And we also don't know that we're really getting good clean fuel. I guess we could experiment with that, but I need to set you down because I need all my hands. Flooded it. I'm guessing that I probably don't have the carburetor exactly right either. Well, it ain't going on gas, I'll tell you that. It's going on starting fluid only. So we need to probably check our work and see what we got. Let's take this cluster of sadness loose and see what we got. I should have known better than to use this original setup because it's never gonna go. All I gotta do is shut the camera off, and if I shut the camera off and try it, it'll fire right up. I also see our oil line is already leaking, as I figured it would, because why work, you know? Why work when you wouldn't have to? We got a pretty steady flow of fuel even with the fuel off. So that's nice. Oh, fun. I like how it's just... Oh, that rubber thing fell away. Alright. Fuel supply ain't our trouble. Let's see if we can't canootsin this thing to life. There she goes. First time in however many years. Almost. How about that? Ran pretty decent-ish there for a second. There we go. Okay. I still don't know that it's getting enough fuel. I think it has to catch up a minute. See, there it got a slug. There we go. Come on, baby. Yeah, we're gonna be working on fuel delivery because I don't think it's getting near enough. Fire's right up though. Jeez. Let's set you down. Ooh, backfire. Conditions are worsening. Ooh, too much. It's leaking more exhaust up there than it is back here. There we go. Hold her at about half choke. I think we got us a winner here, boys. Oh, I was hoping I could make it idle. But I guess that ain't gonna happen. We're leaking more water every time we do something, so. Alright, I'm satisfied. It's a runner, friends. And it doesn't appear to be smoking too awful bad. And I don't think our gauge is to be believed. Maybe it is. Is it moving slowly down as it's off? But at any rate, we've got some homework to do. Our water system here has a lot to be desired. I spilled some. I guess what it's doing is rattling that out from the top. But we need to get us a belt so that it actually turns the fan whilst it's doing this. And then what we can do after that fact is done is, you know, we can rig it up to where we could try to drive it. But I'm happy. We crossed the biggest hurdle right there to see whether it was worth it, and for 500 bucks it's worth it if it runs that good. We fought and fought and fought with that carburetor, but if that's what it takes to be a runner, why, it's worth it. And I think now we can take this and we can make one really nice one on steel with what I got of that other one over there. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed here. I mean, and our sediment bowl isn't really leaking too bad, other than it never ever shuts off. But yeah, we'll get it rigged up where we can drive it. But so far I think we got us a winner. Let's hear it run one more time. We just gotta hear it one more time. All right. here we go. Gotta run it with a little choke, but good deal. Another one saved from imminent doom, and it will live to be something. So I guess that's where we'll call this one, and we'll see how far we get in the next one. Do you enjoy seeing a basic white man in his middle 30s struggling at life? If so, hit that thumbs up and leave us a comment, because all of that stuff is supposed to help us out and grow the channel, and we can keep making more stuff like what you just saw. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.